Hey everybody, it's Nancy Norbeck, and I'm here with this week's Creative Pep Talk, which is inspired by a line that I read recently in an article about the movie Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, where Rachel McAdams is talking about her character and says, Barbara goes to the extreme of quitting both painting and teaching art to be more like everyone else because maybe they've figured out something she hasn't. That line really hit me because, you know, I think all of us who try to do creative things, and quite frankly, all of us, full stop, are worried that we're not normal. And we're worried that everybody else knows something we don't, and that we're doing it wrong. And the truth of it is that there's no such thing as normal, except in the sense that we're all flailing around trying to figure it out together. And so it's normal to feel like we don't know what we're doing, and like probably everybody else does, except that they don't. And so we get caught in this trap where, like this character, we're really tempted to say, you know what, I should give up all of these things that I love because they make me weird. And because everybody else has figured this stuff out and I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm going to throw in, the acting, the drawing, the dancing, the painting, the writing, the photography, the whatever it is that I do that I love that makes me weird and different and makes me me, and try to be like everybody else because I think that'll make me happier because they must know something I don't know. Now, if you've been around long enough and you've tried this a couple of times, you've probably figured out, at least on some level, whether or not you've admitted it to yourself, that doesn't work. Because all it does is make you miserable because you're not doing the things that make you you and that, make you happy. And, we all have these things that we love more than other people think we should. And we think that they know something that we don't, and that they know more than we do, and that therefore we're weird and we shouldn't do those things. If you get the feeling that I'm repeating myself here a little bit, it's because I am, because you see how this cycle goes. It's sort of a vicious circle, and we get trapped in it because there's that little spark of creative genius inside each of us that knows, no, I'm here to do this thing that I'm drawn to. That's why I'm drawn to it. And I'm pulled in that direction. But the world keeps telling me that I should be pulled in this other direction, that I should be pulled toward corner offices and I should be pulled toward being like everybody else. But being like everybody else doesn't make me happy. And that's when we end up in this sort of push me, pull you situation where, we're really drawn toward the thing that we love, that we're supposed to be doing, but we feel like we have to do this other thing. And there's an awful lot of unhappiness that comes from that, which is why this description of this character giving up her painting and her teaching art to be like everybody else hit me the way it did. So I'm just here this week to remind you that it's okay not to be like everybody else. It's okay to follow your own crazy, weird North Star and to do the things that make you you. Because if you think about it, the people that you most admire, past, present, and in the future, are the people who did those things. If you think about it, they're the people like Robin Williams, who, can you imagine Robin Williams working in a corner office? I mean, it would have made him crazy, or he would have made everyone around him crazy. I mean, there's really no in between. There's no way that would have gone well, right? Robin Williams had to be himself because there was nowhere else he could possibly have been. The same is true for folks like Martin Luther King Jr. or Ella Fitzgerald, or just about anybody you could name who followed their own crazy little North Star and did what they were here to do. Now, a lot of people will say, but they're different. Really? Are they really different? Is the difference really anything more than the fact that they had the courage or just plain had no other choice but to go and do those things, that they made it a priority for one reason or another. I don't think they're that different. I think people are people. I think we all have, as Robin Williams put it, that little spark of madness that we mustn't lose. And the question is whether we work to follow that spark of madness or whether we try to pretend that we don't have it at all. So, when you're feeling like you need to stamp out that spark, think maybe about not doing that. Maybe you don't feel totally comfortable following it the whole way, but maybe there's a way that you can follow it just a little bit. Just a little bit is always better than not at all. And if you follow it just a little bit, that might lead you to the next little bit. And your comfort level might grow and great things might come out of it. And even if you don't end up being the next Robin Williams or Ella Fitzgerald or Martin Luther King Jr. or whoever is on your list of heroes, you'll probably enjoy your life a whole lot more than if you try to fit yourself into the samey box that everybody else tries to fit themselves into. So think about it. Think about it. See where you want to end up. See what feels better to you. And see if you can't give yourself even just a tiny little bit more permission to follow that crazy little North Star, that little spark of madness, a little bit more than you might otherwise think you're allowed to, and see where it takes you. I don't think you'll regret it. I really don't. Give it a shot. And with that, I will see you next time.